Welcome, in front of me is a BLACKVIEW Tab 12 Pro, and today I'll go for unboxing along with a quick look at the device itself. So anyway, let's just get straight into it. Unlike the previous BLACKVIEW that I opened, this one is looking like it's legitimately new, so at least that's good. Pop that open. There we go. So in here we have, I believe, tempered glass. Yep, that's tempered glass, so that's pretty nice. So take that out, you can see. There we go, so I'm gonna set that to the side. Now next we have the tablet itself, already in a case that comes provided with the device. I am gonna set it to the side for now. Next we have paperwork, which is already kind of scattered in the back, so throw it out. And then we have our charger. So this is a BLACKVIEW charger that boasts a 10-watt charging speed, which you can see right here. And we have a SIM eject tool and a cable for charging, and that is a Type C to Type A cable. Anyway, yeet that to the side and then move over to the tablet while wiping off the table. There we go. Now, interesting enough, we do have a tempered glass, but the device already comes with a pre-applied plastic screen protector, which you can kind of see just an outline right over here. So there is already one pre-applied. Let's turn on the device itself. There we go. Now, talking about the case that comes already applied to it, it doesn't feel like super premium one, but obviously this is not a premium device. This is about €160 device, so it is in a budget range, and it's already pretty nice that it actually comes with the case with the device for free. And the case itself obviously has functions, so you can fold it up. It is magnetic, as you can see, so it does magnetically attach, and you can use it as a kickstand like this or like this. So you have a couple options that you can do, and obviously when you close it up, it protects your screen. It's, like I said, not the most premium feeling case, but it serves its purpose, and it comes provided with the device for free, so that is a massive plus. Now, additionally, as you can see, it's magnetic, which means that it also turns on the screen when you flip it open, and when you close it, it actually turns off the screen. I'm going to try to show it up. So you can see the screen turns on and off. Okay, now let's take off the case just so we can see how the device actually looks like without it. So the device right here is a 10.1 inch device, or at least screen, with a resolution of 1200 by 1920 pixels. It is an IPS LCD display, and boasts about 78% screen to body ratio with 220 pixels per inch. So the bezels right here are, as you can see, not the smallest one, but it's still acceptable, I would say. Then at the back we do have, I assume this is plastic, though, let's see if there's anything mentioned. Not really anything mentioned, but yeah, I think this is plastic. Could be actually aluminum, but I could be wrong. And don't crucify me for the way I say aluminium. Anyway, moving on to the internals. Let's talk about those. So the device comes with a 6580 mAh battery. We do have the 10-watt charger that comes provided with the device for this, and that is basically what this device is capable of charging at, which is 10 watts. A little bit on a low end, to be honest, even for a budget device, but hopefully it's gonna make up in some other ways. Anyway, moving on, the device comes with 8 GB of built-in RAM, which is actually pretty good, especially at this price range. We also have 128 GB of built-in storage that can be expanded further using an SD card. So again, that's another positive. So the base model, and the only one that you can actually get, already starts off at a pretty decent RAM and storage specs. Now, it is being powered by a Unisoc T606 processor, and that's about it. Now obviously it's not super powerful processor, nowhere near, so don't expect some massive performance. You most likely won't be playing Genshin Impact on this device, but it is 160 euros, so it is on a lower end or low end of tablets, at least in terms of price ranges. And this device obviously is designed for things like watching Netflix or browsing your mail, web, stuff like that, maybe YouTube watching. Those tasks it will go through no problem. Other ones like gaming, it might struggle, especially when it comes down to heavy gaming. That is going to be a bit of a struggle for this device. Now, continuing on into the OS in here, this device is being powered or running on Android 12, at least when it was released, with a skin Doki OS 3.0. Now, it was released in March 24th of 2023. It's literally like the 3rd of 2024, so just started. So this device is already dated. And the reason I'm mentioning this is because typically devices have about a 2-year of service or support service, meaning this device should be eligible for Android 13 and possibly even 14. Though on the spec sheet it doesn't really say anything like that, so take that with a grain of salt. That is usually how it works. I'm not sure if BLACKVIEW will keep this, considering they might not really care about, because I believe this is a European Union, so they might not really give a crap about that, and therefore they might just gonna be like, who cares? You can just buy another 160 euro tablet if you want to have Android 13 or 14. But like I said, you might have an update, you might not. Anyway, continuing. That kind of spooked me. The box just decided to slide a little bit. Anyway, so last thing that I'm going to touch upon is the cameras. So we have two cameras. At the front, we have a 5 megapixel selfie camera. Obviously good for Zoom calls and all that stuff. You don't need really good camera for that. And then at the back, you will have another camera. There's just one. The second one is a flash. And that is a 13 megapixel sensor. Now you can actually, surprisingly, record at 1440p at 30 frames, compared to some other devices that would typically do 1080p, 30, or sometimes even less. So this one does a 1440p resolution, which is pretty nice. And yeah, that's basically everything. Let me wipe that down. There we go. Cleaned it off just a little bit so it doesn't look so nasty. So yeah, it's a budget device, giving you a pretty decent versatility. Obviously, it's, like I mentioned before, won't be an amazing device for power users, but if you are the type of person that just casually checks your email on your tablet, maybe watches some YouTube in bed or Netflix, this device should suffice for this kind of tasks and shouldn't really have much of a problem. The only downside right here is the relatively small battery size and the slow charging speed. Being at 6,500 milliamps for a device at 10 inches, it seems a little bit on a smaller side. And also the charging speed being only 10 watts isn't necessarily anything great. It's not even good. So that is one of the drawbacks of this device. And obviously, if you want to use this device for longer periods of time and worry less about charging it, you might want to look into some other alternatives that have a little bit of a bigger battery or possibly a faster charging speed, because this one does kind of suffer in terms of charging speeds and battery life. Now, one last thing that I'm going to mention, if you're maybe looking into a device that would be great for watching Netflix, as an example, or maybe YouTube, just watching content on it, I would probably recommend, if you can spare, to get something that has something like an AMOLED display. This will vastly improve the experience of actually watching such a content with the much deeper contrast levels, black levels, and more vibrant colors, and also brighter display, which this one will also be a little bit on a lower end, considering this is an LCD IPS display, so it won't be as bright and vibrant as something like an AMOLED display. But keep in mind, that is usually gonna come at a bit of a higher price tag, being something like $200+. So I just kind of wanted to mention this. If you're looking for a great experience to watch like Netflix, you might want to look into something that has a better display specifically for that purpose. Otherwise, like I said, I believe this device should still have no problem doing or going through this kind of content. It just won't look as nice and flashy as it would look on a better display. Now, with that being said, hopefully this video explained this device quite well and you found it useful. If you did, don't forget to smash like, subscribe, and thanks for watching.